my second video, part two of setting goals. What I wanted to initially say was that I wanted to say that I watched the video of Thomas Frank, and he has both videos on YouTube and he also has classes on Skillshare. And a lot of his work is about studying and also about productivity and organization and his creativity. And my objective in setting this goals video was to initially give credit to him because that's what inspired me to conduct the video or to record the video about setting goals. So in this part two of setting goals, I just wanted to say that just reiterate what I stated in my first video for setting goals. I just wanted to reiterate that setting goals allows you to create your ideal life, right? Because if you set your goals and you set your intentions, you will see progress in your life. You will be able to say, well, I set these 10 goals. Then I visited my 10 goals 6 months later, or a year later, or even a week later. And when I set those goals, I actually accomplished those things. And you can set 1 week goals, you can set goals that are for longer terms in duration. And those goals can span the gamut. Like if you want to increase your creativity, right? You may say, I want to learn an instrument, or I want to take voice lessons, or I want to take dance classes, or I want to record an album. I've recorded a poetry album, and I'm interested in going back to the studio to record another poetry album, especially because I no longer have access to that particular album, and I want to record again. But I do have the books that I've written, and I've written several, at least 3 poetry books, and I used to be on the poetry circuit. So that's one of the things, increasing creativity through productivity, through drafting goals, right? And once you accomplish your first goals, you can then move on to higher level goals, and you can also have goals that are grander in scope, right? You may have goals that you can accomplish in 6 months or a year or maybe 5 years, maybe even 10 years, or maybe a lifetime goal. And then in these goals, you can also say how big you want the project to be. Maybe you're setting a goal with a time limitation, saying you want to accomplish it in 3 weeks, and also with a grand scale outcome measurable benchmark. You may say, hey, I want to earn $1,000. That may be a goal, especially if you're business oriented. Now, as a creator or an artist, you may not expect to make that much money, but money is realistically a part of the experience of being an artist. But we always say you have a struggling artist because you do it for the love of the art. And at the same time, you may be compensated for your art. So one of your goals may be to, or maybe even modeling. One of your goals may be to earn a certain amount of money so that you can make a living, and continue to promote your art in the future. So this is my part two of my productivity and goal setting objective in this video. Another thing you may, or if you're a sports fanatic, right, or personal fitness fanatic or guru, you may also want to learn a new sport. I played basketball and ran track and played soccer, things like that. You may say, I want to learn lacrosse, or I want to, become very advanced in tennis. Or maybe you're a chess guru, right? Because actually my husband is very good at chess. And so you may say, hey, I want to learn chess and I want to become one of the chess greats. I want to become a master, a chess master. So these are ways you can set your goals, set your intentions, not just for the duration, not just for the earning outcome, but also for other outcomes, for how much you want to actually achieve in your life, how far you actually want to go, what you want your level of mastery to be. And in another video, I talked about books that I've read. And I've actually also, I talked about Robert Greene's books, which took me a while to really embrace, because I had been taught a certain way in my life and they challenged everything I thought in life. And I think what's really good about his books is that he has these stories that he tells, historical stories, and he analyzes historical events, and then he gives a takeaway. And I think it's really good because I remember now I read Mastery and I read Seduction, I read 33 Strategies of War and the 48 Laws of Power, and I wanted to read another one of his books. I'm actually getting into the laws of human nature, and actually, let me look at it to make sure I'm saying it right. The laws of human nature, not law with it's actually plural. Um, and I think those books are good in setting goals because it gives you a realistic perspective on life, right? And also the Bible, right? Not losing sight of those things that are important and those things that are values and principles, right? So reading the Bible and reading other spiritual texts, so in setting goals, that there is a principle associated with the goal that you set. That the goals are not just random, but they're principled and they're value laden and they are consistent with your way of thinking of life. So this is part 2 of my video on setting goals, which is a part of productivity, and signing off.